You must be falling victim to the hatred. Hold up, Edomites, if I'm an Edomite, I'm going to get killed. Don't fall for that. Don't strive in genealogies. Okay? The 12 tribes of Israel have been examined, have been studied, and have been proven through historical, biblical, and archaeological facts. All right? You don't have to strive in genealogies. All right? Now, and the other nations should not do that either, and I'm going to go into that also. Read.
Which minister questions.
It ministers questions. Now you're focused more so on who you are than who Christ is, and what Christ's mission was, and what Paul's mission was. What was Peter's mission? Read.
Rather than godly edifying, which is in faith to do.
Rather than godly edifying, which is in faith to do. Read.
Now the end of the commandment is charity.
Charity.
Out of a pure heart.
Out of a pure heart.
And of a good conscience, and of faith unfeigned, from which some have swerved.
In which some have what?
From which some have swerved.
So people are turning around into other doctrines now. Why? Because they started focusing on their genealogies. They're swerving now. Now, that swerve wasn't there when they first received the knowledge of the truth. Their spirit was steadfast because something happened in their spirit that led them to the truth. They're not on that path anymore. And they want to blame others for not being on that path. They started focusing on genealogy opposed to the truth that gave them light. Read.
From which some have swerved, having swerved, have turned aside unto vain jangling.
Have turned aside unto vain jangling. Now listen to what this word jangling means. Babble. That means random talk and babbling. Just talking things that means nothing now. So first, you strive in genealogies, then you swerve into your own doctrines, and then you start talking some stuff that means nothing. When really you had the truth when the Most High revealed the beginning truth to you. Read.
Verse 7. Desiring to be teachers of the law.
Hold up. Desiring to be what?
Desiring to be teachers of the law.
And now they become the teachers. Now check out how this happens now. Why? Because of that first deficiency in going into your genealogies in fear of what brothers was teaching through hatred. Listen to this clearly. Read.
Understanding neither what they say.
Not understanding anything they say. Read.
Nor whereof they affirm.
Nor whereof they affirm. So they won't have any knowledge of affirmation from the Most High. They'll just go into things. They don't care if they right or wrong anymore. They don't care if it's studied and strong research. Now it's an attack against the knowledge of the Most High because you strived in genealogies and you might not make it based on those hatred teachings that are out there against you. And I told brothers and sisters a long time ago, do not focus on that hatred white man's doctrine. I said it a long time ago because it genders strife. It takes you off focus. Now, we didn't go into the deception of the Edomites and how they put up a white image to be Christ to gender strife or hatred or to say we hate white people. We did that so that we could actually tear down the lies that were being taught against the true children of Israel. That was the only purpose. It wasn't to go against and say we hate white people, but listen, we have to reveal the lies that have been taught to our people and who enslaved us. That's the truth. Listen, it doesn't take a rocket scientist to know that we were enslaved by white people, okay? That's who did it. And anybody out there that seeks vengeance against them for doing that, you are against God yourself. You can't seek vengeance against them because vengeance is the Lord's. He we put them over us based on our disobedience. So here it is. You can't argue at the whipping stick the Most High is using to whip us. We must use that as a chastisement period to come back to the Most High, so that He'll raise us in His time, in our time. Not to focus on their hatred, because now we become haters. It belittles us. Now, so we're not going to strive in genealogies. So, let's go into the understanding of race. Okay, race. Let's go to Matthew 24. Read.
St. Matthew, chapter 24, verse 1. And Yeshua went out and departed from the temple, and his disciples came to him for to show him the buildings of the temple.
Read.
And Yeshua said unto them, See ye not all these things? Verily I say unto you, there shall not be left here one stone upon another that shall not be thrown down. And as he sat upon the Mount of Olives, the disciples came unto him privately, saying, Tell us, when shall these things be? And which shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world?
What shall be the sign of thy coming, and of the end of the world? Now, the disciples were asking Christ, when shall this empire or this world be destroyed so that we can receive our world? All the disciples did this. Let me tell you, the prophets in the past were asking the Most High, how long before we receive the promises of Abraham? Now, mind you, when the disciples asked Christ this, the white people were ruling. These are Romans. Okay? Not only the Romans were ruling. When you look at Rome, the 10 horns under Rome was ruling. The 10 horns were ruling with Rome. We're talking about France, Spain, Netherlands, Great Britain, which the scriptures called Britannica. All these, Belgium, Norway, all these different facets are parts of the Roman Empire. These are all Caucasian powers. They were ruling when the disciples were asking this particular question. Read.
Verse 4. And Yeshua answered and said unto them, Take heed that no man deceive you.
Take heed that no man deceive you. So he says a man would come that would deceive you. Now, mind you, in Thessalonians, see, when you look at this man, you're just looking up for false prophets or certain things, but you have to look at this. It says that man, take heed that no man deceive you, because there's a man of sin that must be revealed in Thessalonians, the 2nd chapter. So this actual sin, or this destruction towards God's people, or deception, would come from one source. And I'm going to prove that. It will come from one source. The deception that will actually deceive God's people all over the earth would come from one particular source. You know what that source is? The Roman Catholic Church. The Roman Catholic Church. So the biggest deception would come from that man that is ruling the Roman Catholic Church. Read.
Verse 5. For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Christ.
Christians. Read.
And shall deceive many.
And shall deceive many. Read.
And ye shall hear of wars and rumors of wars.
And now you shall hear of wars and rumors of wars, because the same man that's behind the destruction, that's behind the lies, is the same man that's financing the particular wars in this earth. And I'm going to go into that. They're behind the wars and the taking down of the other nations. Now, I'm going to tell you why the other nations are being taken down now. This is is why the other nations are being taken down. Hold that and go to Psalms 83. Hold your place because we're going right back there. Read.
Psalms chapter 83 verse 1.
Read it.
Keep not thou silence,